My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my review of Shrek. And this review will have spoilers, so there's your warning. But honestly, who hasn't seen this movie? I feel like every single person on the planet has watched it. And for good reason, because this movie is amazing. It is one of the greatest movies ever made. I have watched this movie so many times in my life, and hell, this was my third rewatch this year alone. And my love for it only continues to grow. So let's begin talking about the soundtrack, and I'm truthfully curious just how many people know every lyric to All Star by Smash Mouth because of this movie. Somebody says somebody once, and you can get everybody singing along, and that song just sets the feel for this movie so perfectly. I love those opening credits where every name is being spelled out in some disgusting way. But after that song, we still got Bad Reputation, I'm on My Way, My Beloved Monster, Hallelujah, and I'm a Believer. All excellent picks, all used perfectly within this movie. So the soundtrack is definitely iconic. You hear any of those songs and you think of Shrek. But it's the musical score by Harry Gregson-Williams and John Powell that really stands out. This is one of the greatest scores of all time. It just adds so much to this movie. It adds to its identity, it adds emotion, it adds excitement, and it just adds this magical feeling. Like, every scene is elevated by the music, and it's just beautiful. I can listen to the music and get emotional because it's just so incredible. Fairy Tale, legitimately one of my favorite pieces of music ever. Do 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 do. Just wonderful. Escape from the Dragon, Starry Night, Singing Princess, I Object, Transformation, The End. Those are the standouts, but make no mistake, every piece of music is top notch. And let's talk about the voice cast and the characters next, beginning with Mike Myers as Shrek. Not the one with the knife. Mike Myers does a really phenomenal job. He just becomes this character so perfectly, and he does absolutely everything he needed to. He brings layers to this character, and at the end of the movie, when he's just yelling at everybody, you can feel the pain that he's feeling. And I love the way Shrek is written. He actually has plenty of depth, and I love how the movie explores the layers to this character. The movie begins, and there's all these village people going after Shrek, and he's making jokes, and he has convinced himself that he's enjoying it, but in the inside, he's broken and lonely, and he just wants to be accepted. And you just feel that, and how you close yourself off from the world. And it's only through the events of this story does he learn to open himself up. And it's very relatable. Weirdly enough, I see a lot of myself in this character. And I love how so much of this character is about overcoming his insecurities, and I think it's a really powerful character arc. But then we've got Cameron Diaz as Princess Fiona, and I think she does fantastic as well. She's a great subversion of expectations because you think, oh, she's a typical princess, but no, there's more to her than meets the eye. She's crude, she's a badass, and it shows the other sides of how someone can have layers. And that's why the romance between the two of them works so perfectly, because they both are seen a specific way, but that's not who they are. And those two fall in love with each other over who they actually are, and I find their chemistry to be so authentic. And you can tell that Fiona sees a lot of herself in Shrek as well. So, yeah, the romance is really well done. It adds some nice sweetness to this movie. Eddie Murphy as Donkey, just perfect. He should have won an Oscar for this performance. It is just perfect line delivery. It is filled with energy and personality, and he just nails all of it. But I also love the way this character is written. Well, he is so loyal. He'll have his friends back no matter what, but he'll also stand up for himself when needed. So I love that aspect to his character. We've also got John Lithgow as Lord Farquaad, who I think does a great job at everything he needs to. He is the opposite of Shrek. Well, he doesn't care about Fiona. He just cares about what she will make him. He's a very selfish guy, and I love all the short jokes they have. Do you think he's compensating for something? I say that all the time. Then I'll also continue to talk about the cast with Cody Cameron as Pinocchio and the Three Pigs, because these characters are barely in the movie, yet they stand out just because they have so much personality in that 1 or 2 minutes we see them. Same as Conrad Vernon as the Gingerbread Man. Like, he's only in like 2 scenes in the movie, but he stands out. He's memorable. Like, every side character in this movie has some sort of personality. You know, the meal, the dragon, the big bad wolf, the 7 dwarves, they're all just iconic in their own way. And I love how this movie uses the fairy tale characters. Like, in case you're not aware, this movie is a giant fuck you to Disney. Like, the movie literally begins with Shrek wiping his ass with a fairy tale. And it's meant to play into all those fairy tale tropes while being as crude and as crass as possible. And it just completely works. It feels like its own thing. It doesn't feel like a DreamWorks ripoff of Aladdin or The Little Mermaid. It just feels like Shrek. It is fresh. It is new. You've also got a really great adventure going on here. The movie is hilarious. Like, every minute is filled with so many jokes, and this movie still makes me laugh. And I'm going to use that to transition into my next positive, which is that this movie is so iconic. Sorry, quotable. I said it is iconic, but I mean quotable. I quote this movie all the damn time. It's bad enough when you're alive when nobody wants you to be. White flower, blue thorns. This would be a whole lot easier if I wasn't colorblind. And in the morning, I'm making waffles. Shrek, I'm looking down. Onions are like ogres. Onions have layers. Ogres have layers. Well, what about cake? Cake has layers. Oh, she might live with 7 men, but trust me, she ain't easy. Like, this movie is filled with so many great lines, and I just love the writing in this movie. And the emotion definitely does land. Like, by the end, I'm so invested in these characters, and it's just nice to see them get their happy ending. When Shrek says to Fiona, "But Fiona, you are beautiful." Like, it just moves my heart. It is so sincere in the best way possible. It can also be very exciting. The dragon escape sequence is just top notch. Once again, amazing music there that just adds to it. I love it when Shrek's like, I'll take care of the dragon, and then he just throws the soda down. Hilarious moment. And I just think all the different character designs and locations stand out. Like, Shrek's swamp is just a swamp, but there's something about it that is so memorable. Even the clothes Shrek wears, or the green dress Fiona wears, or the red suit Lord Farquaad wears. Like, they all stand out. It really feels like there was so much attention given to every detail, and the animation definitely does stand out. It came out in 2001, but it is still a very easy to watch movie. Each environment and each character is brought to life ever so perfectly. So I just love this movie. If I was to give this movie any negatives, Fiona turning into an ogre is really quite convenient for the plot. Out of everything she could turn into. And the miscommunication at the end with Shrek overhearing certain words can feel a little contrived. But I'll also defend that pick by saying that Shrek was, gained his confidence. He wasn't insecure, only for one moment to just knock him back down to the point where he just projected onto her. So I still think it works. Anyways, this movie is still perfect. I just love it. This might actually be the movie I've watched the second most of times in my lifetime, just after Coraline. It is hilarious, it is emotional and heartfelt, the characters have depth, each voice performance is perfect, all the side characters really stand out, it's well animated, the soundtrack is iconic, the musical score is just beautiful. This is one of my favorite movies of all time, and I'm giving Shrek a 9 out of 10. I'm actually moving through these DreamWorks movies a lot faster than I thought I would. I might actually plan to finish it for the Wild Warbot in September, but we'll see what happens. But anyways, Shrek, have you seen it? Yes, you have. Tell me what you think about it in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, stay tuned for more videos soon, and Gavin